What they have said was that they don't want to be under the Oba of Benin, which is a capital thing. At the beginning of this conversation, I have expanded on it. You cannot grant independence except the one who has made you who you are give you the independence. It's just like a commissioner telling the governor that he wants to be independent from the governor. You
That's
cannot
not
be
possible.
independent from the governor when the governor was the one who made you the commissioner.
It can never be possible.
Now, they now said that the state government, they wrote to the state government and saying that the state government should constitute 7 traditional councils. Now, what that means is that understand how this thing works. The Benin Traditional Council is a council that supervises all traditional matters of the 7 local governments that makes up of the current day Edo South, or what you call Benin Kingdom. It is only one council that oversees it, which is called Benin Traditional Council, BTC. So what they wanted Ovia Northeast Traditional Council, Ovia Southwest Traditional Council, Ikpobaha Traditional Council, Uhonde Traditional Council, Ego Traditional Council, Oriomo Traditional Council, and Oredo Traditional Council.
Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to FO's blog history and click on the notification button so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. What were the sins of these Enigie dukes who Oba of Benin suspended? This was the question Albert Obazee asked. Albert Obazee was the one who asked this question. He said he wanted to know the sins of the suspended Enigie. Mr. Nzadua is here to answer the question. The sin of these Enigie is that they wanted to divide the Benin kingdom. 2 things were their sin. First, they wanted to be independent from the palace of the Oba of Benin, and secondly, they wanted Benin kingdom to be subdivided into 7 traditional councils, which they quoted Section 7 of the Gazetted Law, guided the defunct Bendel State Traditional Council of 1979. What that means is that they don't want to be under the Oba of Benin anymore, which is a capital sin. They were the ones who wrote to the governor to constitute 7 traditional councils in Edo South Senatorial District, 1 council for each of the 7 local government areas of Edo South. We the Benin said no, that was their sins, Mr. Nzadua stated. He went further to explain how the Benin Traditional Council gets its money. The money is paid to Benin's Traditional Council by the federal government through the local government council. The Oba of Benin pays these Enigie monthly, and some of these Enigie are very rich, especially those who are in urban areas, and also those who are in oil-producing areas. They are paid loyalty by oil companies. For example, the Enigie of Olagbo is very rich because there are 3 oil companies domiciled in his dukedom. The Oba of Benin asked these Enigie whose dukedoms are very rich to give accounts of their stewardship. They refused to give accounts, hence the Oba of Benin withheld their salaries, including those from rural areas that have nothing. They started complaining that the Oba has not been paying them, and they didn't state the reason, he added. Please sit down and listen to this explicit explanation from Mr. Nzadua.
Okay. Well, the question that was asked is, what were the sins of this Enigie?
Yes.
That
is the question about Inoue.
Are we any evidence?
The sin of this Enigie was that they wanted Benin Kingdom to be divided. 2 things were their sins. They wanted to be independent from the palace of the Oba of Benin, and they wanted Benin Kingdom to be subdivided into 7 traditional councils, which they quoted Section 7 of the Gazetted Law guiding the Bendel Traditional Council of 1979. What they had said was that They don't want to be under the Oba of Benin, which is a capital thing. At the beginning of this conversation, I have expanded on it. You cannot grant independence except the one who has made you who you are give you the independence. It's just like a commissioner telling the governor that he wants to be independent from the governor. You
That is
cannot
not
be
possible.
independent from the governor when the governor was the one who made you the commissioner.
It can never be possible.
Now, they now said that the state government, they wrote to the state government and saying that the state government should constitute 7 traditional councils. Now, what that means is that understand how this thing works. The Benin Traditional Council is a council that supervises all traditional matters of the 7 local governments that makes up of the current day Edo South, or what you call Benin Kingdom. It is only one council that oversees it, which is called Benin Traditional Council, BTC. So what they wanted Ovia Northeast Traditional Council, Ovia Southwest Traditional Council, Ikpobaha Traditional Council, Uhunde Traditional Council, Ego Traditional Council, Oriomo Traditional Council, and Oredo Traditional Council. This will mean that Benin Traditional Council will no longer exist as a supervisory council over the 7 local governments, but rather the Benin Traditional Council will not be limited to only Oredo. Wherefore, the head of now what we call Benin Traditional Council, or what they assume to be now Oredo Traditional Council, will not be headed by the Oba of Benin. So that means Oba of Benin will be limited to only Oredo. While within the other 6 local governments, they will constitute those traditional councils, and they will not choose a traditional ruler, because the law states that to constitute a council, you will need a traditional ruler to supervise a constituted council. But there was a clause. What they didn't understand was that they will need a traditional ruler. But the law of 1979 only recognized the Oba of Benin as a traditional ruler, who then will not constitute a traditional ruler, who will not upgrade and inaugurate to a traditional ruler. So only the governor has that power. So they would need the governor to now say, okay, for example, Ovia Northeast traditional ruler, traditional council, he will not make the Egbai of Siloko a traditional ruler, so that when Egbai of Siloko is not a traditional ruler with the same status of rights as the Oba of Benin. So that means the concept of there's only one king in Benin Kingdom will no longer be there. You will now have 7 kingdoms, 7 kingdoms that makes up of Edo South. So balkanizing of Benin Kingdom into 7. That was the plan, dividing the kingdom into 7. So if you're asking what were their sins was they should divide Benin Kingdom into 7 so that they can be independent from the Oba of Benin.
That is a treasonable act.
So there is no offense on earth that is greater than that. He's like a Russian spying on Russia government to America government. That is self-immolation. That is self-destruction. That is the Enigie now destroying the very history, the fabrics of this land, because they wanted to be independent. So if anybody is asking what were their sins is that they wanted to divide Benin Kingdom into 7 kingdoms in a way that the Oba of Benin will not have other 6 traditional rulers to contend with, wherefore they will not be ascribed as the same status of rights. So that's the sin that they committed. And if you do not see that sin as big enough, that means you will commit even a bigger atrocity as that. because that's what they wanted. They wanted the Benin Kingdom to be divided into 7. And we said no. Benin Kingdom, before now, or Benin Empire, was the greatest kingdom in sub-Saharan Africa, controlling the entire south-southern part of Nigeria, almost 50% of southwestern part of Nigeria, controlling about 3 to other 4 countries of the present-day West African country. Series of events have reduced Benin Kingdom, have now reduced it to this small geographical location that he now controls, which is the current 7 local government. What we need is to find a way to absorb every other territories that was once under the control of Benin because of the ancestral filial relationship with Benin Kingdom, not furtherly reducing the relevance of Benin. Ave do Marcel no back ba oge e here no ibe ba oge wa onu wa be vai iyon. That was their sin, and that sin is unpardonable and is unforgivable. And if you want evidence, the evidence is there. There was a letter that was signed by Osadion Obi, who was a then SSG, talking about the creation of seven traditional councils. It's there. It's on the internet.
Exactly.
So that if you want evidence, that's the evidence that you want. Except you don't understand the English that was being used. If you don't understand, that's what I've just explained. That Benin Kingdom should not be subdivided. It will no longer be Benin Kingdom. What you call Benin Kingdom will no longer exist. Because you can no longer call it Benin Kingdom, because 7 principalities or 7 traditional rulers will now be controlling it of almost the same equal right. The only thing that they will not give to the Oba of Benin is what the Onojes give to the Okaijesan of Irua.
Yeah.
First and most equal. The Oba of Benin will not be like Oba of Benin will not be like their elder brother.
Yeah, I have
very, so, but then we now have the same constitutional rights as the Oba of Benin. And if anybody in his minds of minds do not think that that is an abominable act, that makes the person the most foolish man on planet Earth. So that was their sin against Benin Kingdom. They are deserving of being suspended forever.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, caller, you okay now? Go ahead, caller.
The way you break it down to a layman explanation. It was during the past administration we were shocked that figures were being caught on media, even money being sent to traditional council, the one that go to Soto and senatorial district, the one that go to Edo North senatorial district. We were surprised that this is the first time that this is not our first democratic government that is now surprised that the money will not be sanitized for the whole world to be out here. We are nearly rid of financial issues that may be past administration say those central I will be giving you people your financial money. Those not as what we are the magic behind those rationale. We actually want to know if you have any agenda.
All right, let me explain that to you. First and foremost, Edo states do not, the money that goes to the council does not come from Edo State government.
Thank you.
It comes from the federal government through the local government to the council. Now, the Benin Traditional Council does not own money to the Enigie. It was not a compulsory right to the Enigie until the time of Obazee Diawa. Meanwhile, in the ladder of leadership or the ladder of classification of chieftaincy titles in Benin Kingdom, the Enigie are the least in classification. Go to the 1979 Gazette, you will see it there. The Enigie are the last of the classification of the chieftaincy. But because they were the sons of previous Obas of Benin, Obazee in his infinite wisdom believed that some of them were living, most of them that were in rural settlement were living in abject penury. All brown instead of white, because why you wear white to the palace is to show that the palace is a place of righteousness and purity and justice. So Anna, the palace now reserved very mega stipend. Very mega stipend. Which was even less than 20,000 to be given to this Enigie to ensure that they were because in the palace hierarchical system, you must understand that
Yes.
then as an Enogie, it's just like the Oba Benin making me an MD of a company, and I'm still expecting him. The reason I made an MD of a company is to generate income to run the company. So these people were made an Enigie to generate resources to run their dukedom, as the case may be, and to be able to bring succor and development at their own will to these places. But some of these persons were no longer doing that. So the money that the BTC that was coming to the BTC, like I said, like the point I want to establish, they had no law. There's no law within the BTC that says that it is compulsory for the Oba of Benin to give part of these money to this Enigie, because these Enigie are the creation of the Oba of Benin. They are not the creation of laws. The law did not create Enigie. It is the Oba of Benin that creates. It is out of the benevolence of Oba Erediawa that some of the money were now allocated to some of these people, or to the group of these people. Now, when Obazee came, Obazee looked at the entire thing and said that some of these Enigie are stupendously rich, but their wealth is not translating into the development of their communities. Okay, you all come and give the stewardship of your rulership in these places. Come and give stewardship. Come and tell us some of these lands that you have sold, some of this money that is being paid to you by oil companies that are domiciled in your communities, some of these companies that are domiciled in your communities, come and give stewardship for all of them, so that we will know that those ones that are really collecting money are collecting money, and let's see the level of development that is going on in their communities, how it's translating to development in their communities. And the other parts who are not actually collecting money, who are probably of the rural, we will now understand that, okay, one will find a way to even increase the salary that goes to these people. If these people were being paid 20,000, probably or more would have said, okay, get increase it to 100,000. And then I can talk. But those ones that are selling land, who are making so much money from sales of land and being paid monthly, annually by some of these companies that are domiciled in their dukedom, will not be able to know who is who and who is not who. No single of the Enigie came to give stewardship. So Mona said, until any of these people give stewardship, their salaries must be withheld. Their salaries must be withheld until all of you come and give stewardship of it. So that was the case that some of these people did not get salaries. These salaries was not permanently withheld. In short, their money combined together is not even up to 2 million. I gave an example of Enigie of Ologbo. How stupendously wealthy he is. He has about 4 or 5 oil companies domiciled at Ologbo, which earn him almost a lot of billions annually. How has those billions translated into the development of the Benin people within Ologbo Dukedom? These were some of the findings. The Enigie of Enya earns millions, so much hundreds of millions. How has this The Enigie of Hihowo, there are some communities that has oil. These were some of the questions that Oba of Benin was requesting for. None of them came to give the man. And that's why some of the salaries were with her. That's why you heard that Egi pay man salary, but they didn't tell you that Emi Waro to come and give stewardship of what you've been able to, all the money accumulated to your dukedom, what you've been able to do on. If you are not willing to give account of these things, you have no reason to get money from the PTC, not from the state government or federal government, because it is not the state or federal or local government that created this Enigie, like I have said. This Enigie are creation of the Oba of Benin through the BTC. So come and give an account. In the first place, it was not this federal government that said they were going to pay this Enigie. Don't forget, these Enigie are not traditional rulers. They are rather chiefs, recognized by law as chiefs to the Oba of Benin. So they have no authority, all right, to even get money from what comes to BTC. But it was the benevolence of the Oba area of blessed memory, like I said, that was why they were getting stipends. And when Oba became the Oba, he increased their stipends 4 times. Those ones that were paying 10,000 started to pay 40,000. Go and ask them the first 3 months. They were paid times 4 of what they were earning during the time of Oba area. But he wanted them to come and give stewardship, to come and give a report of Emanomigo. None of them came out to give report. And that was the genesis of them, of the palace, holding on to their money. And because of the money was heard, okay, now they wanted to fight the palace. But this is the genesis of the matter. So thank you. The might just answer the question. They might answer, I say, let him re-ask so that I can answer. But I think my battery is my phone battery is low now. I might need to go.
Yeah, of course. You can leave us at any time. Yeah. So, Call, I believe you don't get the.
Our answer is there's no more answer, no, and it is a very, very clear fact that Irimana Lile, that line, Olile say, first and foremost, even it is not only about Egwakba, it is about also the welfare of the people of Igweni. Wokpa awam vigore wokpa wam ye Ghana must go mwela owa unu wevi sania deti ave miwi ka we baba ge nive uyo egbo e baba bi o be gbedo bi woke wa be yakere pete awe ukpuna wa ye ogake e wala be ro when I be try no be your ukpu. You know, the money is just been flowing to one pocket.